It's like, yo, listen up. It's time to embark. NextGen Talks, we are making our mark. Behind the scenes, we're taking you deep into the world where passions leap. NextGen Talks, the show that's prime, unveiling secrets one at a time. From building products that shine so bright to career growth, we'll guide you right. NextGen Talks, we are breaking the mold, spreading knowledge, stories untold. We'll bring the heat and keep it bold. Get ready now, we're about to unfold. We're building connections, fostering dreams, sharing wisdom, unlocking new themes. This is the journey you won't regret. NextGen Talks, the show you won't forget.
Wow!
Like
Mind-blowing.
Welcome to NextGen Talks, the show that takes you behind the scenes of how awesome products are built. We discuss career growth, work-life balance, and a ton of other fun stuff. We're looking to have a ton of fun conversations today as well. And we also share some secrets generally across the podcast as to how successful products are built, how people excel in their careers, and a bunch of other things too. So, irrespective of whether you're a product manager, a designer, or an engineer, this is the right place for you to be at. But before I formally introduce all of us, I have some sort of informal introduction for our guests who have been kind enough and who are obliged to be part of our first episode.
Yep.
And this is some of my poetic alliteration for both of you. And as the duty of a co-host,
Sounds scary.
I want to kind of make you feel awkward.
Yeah.
I know you're comfortable, but it's time to make you feel awkward as well, right? So let's get rolling. So first up, allow me to introduce Devanshi, whose delightful demeanor and daring disposition make her the embodiment of determination with a dash of delightful mischief. So that's our first guest.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
And my second guest here, allow me to introduce to you the spellbinding Sankar, a stellar soul who serenades life with a shimmering smile and sensational stories.
ChatGPT, is it?
No. This is just poetic alliteration. Source will not be quoted for whatever reason that may be.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
We used our initial.
Yeah. I mean, it was an alliteration and no pressure. We're just setting foundation for both of you to be
You had time
amazing.
to prepare that probably.
Yeah, I mean, this is ad hoc and we want
We are
to.
just being very genuine here.
Yep.
So authentic.
No preparation.
Very real.
This is real. This is authentic coming right from the heart. But
my God.
yeah, let me introduce myself. I'm Ashwith. I'm a product manager at Intuit, and here's Anchal. She's a software developer at Intuit, and both of us will be driving today's conversation. So, Anchal. Oh,
Yeah.
So we get hyped too. We're not hyping guests, but the guests are hyping the host too, which is great.
Yeah.
So
That is what we want actually.
yeah, I think this was scripted. Me and Anchal are we got to go out there and make ourselves stand tall, and we call guests to just make us look that way. So I think thanks for that, both of you. So Anchal, you can do your thing.
Yeah, sure. So whatever Ashwith did, but you guys can introduce yourself and tell us a bit about yourself and what do you do at Intuit.
You go
Yeah,
first.
you go first.
Alright, yeah. The dashing and.
So with the demeanor, and with delightful mischief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So hi everybody. My name is Devanshi Srivastava and I am an engineer at Intuit. I've been at Intuit for the last 8 years and I have a rich experience here in building platform and services which enable growth, engagement and experimentation for Intuit. So I currently lead my team, which is part of the go-to-market technology team, and we are building the centralized repository for all of Intuit's digital assets. So we are catering to all Intuit's front doors, which basically relate to all our web and marketing data. And yeah, very excited to be here. Can't wait to hear your questions.
Don't tell me that you haven't prepared for this.
That is prepared.
Yeah,
that is prepared.
That was scripted.
Yeah.
It's I am so unprepared. Come on.
This comes out very naturally to me. So I mean,
Wait
I've
till
been to
you
so
hear
many.
me. Wait
I've
till you
been
hear
to
me.
so many forums, and this is obviously the first question that I'm going to ask you, right? So this comes very naturally.
Okay, you're next.
Do I need an introduction?
Oh
Holy
my
Shankar,
God,
that's famous.
So, my name is Sankar Biswas. Fun fact, my name's pronunciation is not Shankar. It's supposed to be Shankar, but no one says that, so I'm okay with this. But few of my colleagues do say it out like Shankar, and I love that because it feels homely. But anyways, no pressure. So, my name is Shankar, born and brought up in West Bengal, joined Intuit almost 2 years back. And joined as a data engineer in the SBCG data ecospace.
Yeah.
So our team basically looks after all the data that the SVSCG related product has or generates. So yeah, that's about it.
And apart from work, at work, do you stress as well, like Devanshi?
No, I don't stress.
So what else do you do apart from work?
So I'm supposed to be a data engineer at Intuit, but I do so many. I do so many things. Like I'm also recently taking care of a couple of projects in data science team as a TPM.
Yeah.
So I'm also part of Intuit Abilities Network, Intuit Pride Network, We Care Give Back. I mean, and so on and so forth. And recently, fun fact, I went to this food vendor auditing. One of the
it is fun. It's like, I'm like, what is this? Where is it going?
Sounds fun.
Yeah. So I just saw the process end to end, how the caterers prepares food, lunch for us, and it's amazing.
Nice, interesting stuff. Yeah, it's like doing so many things, like balancing multiple.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yet to join NGN though.
Yeah. You didn't invite me. Come on.
We have
Nobody
open doors.
invites anybody. Yeah.
By the way, to give context, NGN is the next generation network. So it's this cohort of people, typically new college grads. We created this network at Intuit to make sure that we feel connected even after we graduate from college. We're at work and we can discuss things, fun stuff, do leadership events and a ton of other things. The doors at Intuit are always open for communities. Shankar, the doors are always open. You can get in.
Yeah, anybody can get it. Yeah. And if you have any new ideas, you're always welcome, even if you are not the part of the team.
Yeah.
And kudos to In Sportsathon. I mean, that was a huge hit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, In Sportsathon was fun. Like this indoor sports event we did across the entire organization in India.
Yeah.
I think it got back that whole college atmosphere and people were rallying around to win, competitive spirit. I think the biggest takeaway from that was people were able to network with each other with common interests. Like people love table tennis, chess, and it kept going even after the event. So I think that was the biggest takeaway for us.
Absolutely.
Even for me, I met so many people I didn't know because I was organizing. So I was just keep meeting people. And we are giving medals also.
Oh yeah,
right?
you're doing a whole medal ceremony soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any consolation prize because I lost at the fourth stage of chess?
The consolation.
Fourth stage. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
The consolation prize was that fantabulous introduction we did for you.
Okay, moving on. What does work-life integration means to you? How is it like?
I'm glad you said it in the sense of integration, right? When I joined corporate, it used to be work-life balance, and then
Basically,
we
I feel
understood.
balance is just a chaos.
Exactly.
So
So I love that you put it that way. I lead and mentor the ambassadors community at Intuit, and we have more than 100 folks who are passionate ambassadors of Intuit, right?
Yeah.
And we do have a lot of fun, of course, but the community is so vibrant in the sense of bringing some sort of ownership on what kind of change we want to bring and how we want to grow leaders within the organization. Ashwith has been a great partner for me from the community.
How do I not know that?
Yeah, so he was a
Historically,
member, yes.
both of us used to work with the community. Then I also started taking ownership of another one, and the initial one with Devanshi and the other folks really helped me get onto it. So it's a fun
I feel very proud when I see folks from my community leading other communities. It's a matter of pride, right? You basically work with these folks. You have a little bit of contribution maybe somewhere in making sure that you are teaching them what you've learned. So
and
that's good for heart, really good. Seriously.
Yeah, and since we were on the topic of tech and we're talking about GenAI, right? I thought I'll switch gears a bit. I guess all of you would have seen, the WWDC, the whole Apple's VisionPro that came out with this whole extravagant release of things.
Yeah.
What do you guys what was your first impression? Because when I looked at it, I didn't watch WWDC live because it was slightly later at night, so I slept. I woke up in the morning. Twitter timeline was blown up. People were talking about this amazing, mixed reality thing that the spatial, everything that the VisionPro was doing. And then I went through that whole 9-minute video that they released on YouTube. I was mind blown, and then they showed the price. Okay, and I'm
Then you were mind blown.
and then my mind was probably blown even more. Whoa, this is quite steep, right? So, what were your first impressions?
Have you seen the meme where they have a kidney and the VisionPro side by side, and they have the same price and the same shape also if you view it laterally?
Oh man, I think those memes were flooded on the timeline. But
I didn't see that video, by the way.
Yeah, but what do you generally think of VisionPro?
It's amazing. think, yeah. I mean, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is like your parents telling you when your kids ki bhai TV dur se dekho, like you have this thing on your face.
Yeah.
But the tech behind it is amazing. I mean, it's just a complete blend of what you want to achieve virtually.
Yeah.
Plus, you are in the space that you are, right? So unlike like the previous AR goggles, etc., that we've seen, right, where you're basically blanked out and you're in a different space. This one is entirely different. You're projecting a lot of your apps, etc., in your view field, and you're also able to view the things around you. And of course, the application of all those apps, right? I mean, it's just endless. It's so exciting, and I think, but even if it seems expensive to us as of now, if you look at it in terms of the sophistication of the technology itself, right? I mean, it's not that expensive if you look at it.
But what's the point having that technology? How will it help us? I mean, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, like just mixed reality. Like for example, I can talk from like a dev perspective, right? Right now you have like multiple monitors that you have to look at, code, and then you need physical space for it. But also as part of this, what you can do is you can augment multiple virtual keyboards in any space which works seamlessly.
Not even that, right? Even if like that's for typing, right? But like, if you want to click, suppose you just have to look at it, and it basically registers your line of vision, and according to that you can move forward on it. So basically you are, instead of having a screen to it, you have this blended into your natural atmosphere. So any meetings you want to attend, any work that you want to do.
Yeah, like meetings are more immersive. Like I think the cinematic, I think the whole cinematic blend to it, like the hint they showed us, right? Like it transforms your living room into like a theater with spatial audio as well as the screen size, which you can determine based on how comfortable you are. You don't need a physical screen anymore. So I think
this will
looking
be
at all of that, it's
another
pretty
level
cool.
for game world, right? Like,
Yeah, I think
gamers gonna love it.
Exactly. I mean, I have not played so many games, but the UI they have, that is like, you know, the visual effects, and from that virtual, like that will be amazing.
How much does it cost?
Yeah, so it's $349 now, $3,599
$dollars.
Yeah. So this funny thing happened. I was going
Almost
through
3 lakhs, more than 3 lakhs.
Yeah, in India probably rupees it would be launching next year. So I was going through Reddit, right? And Reddit is something I also go through because you know it is fun. People post a lot of nice, interesting content. Yeah, so I was watching. Someone was recording the WWDC event while sitting on that lawn outside the whole spaceship, right, in the Apple's headquarters. They were all looking at like diligently at the demo that was being played on stage, and they were also awed. Like you can make out everyone's like in awe. At the end of it, they show the price. And everyone like goes like shh. There's this collective gasp you can hear on camera that you know, but I think like what's going to happen is people will buy it.
Yeah, it is accessible technology.
Yeah,
at the end
people
of the
will buy
day,
it.
Right? I mean, of course, it is bound to get cheaper in the future. But I mean, to have something like this in your hands at a price.
And to be fair, I guess when the iPhone released also it was considered expensive, but the adoption has been phenomenal across the globe.
Quick question, even Meta started doing those stuff, right?
Yeah, a lot of
that is a little bit different.
Slightly different.
So it's entirely artificial reality. So basically they construct everything in the metaverse and you view that and you're in that space. It is a little bit disconnected from your actual reality. Whereas Apple has taken this step forward.
I think even Meta is working towards mixed reality. Like I've seen a few early demos. Like the whole thing I spoke about, the monitors embedding in like your spatial like around you. I think they also have that in their headset.
Oh, I see. Cool.
Yeah. I think Anchal had some fun stuff.
You have
some fun questions, right, for us?
Very fun.
Scaring me. You're scaring me.
Fun isn't scary.
Okay, so do you have any unconventional or quirky, productivity hack that you apply to your day-to-day life,
But no, generally like productivity hack wise, like it's a bit different from what people do. So like generally people will have a dedicated space in the house, right? They'll work only from there so that they separate that boundary with the rest of the house. I do the opposite thing. So I tend to change my location during the day as well as across the week as well. If I sit in the same space and I'm constantly working, I feel very drained.
How many rooms do you have?
I have a lot of space.
Space is unlimited.
Yeah, there's a lot of space, and we specifically took this because we wanted like a very spacious thing. But like I have like a study room, and then sometimes I sit on my dining table, sometimes I sit on my kitchen island that we have, or I'll sit on the sofa or some place or the other. But my location has to keep on changing so that my frame of mind is very fresh in that.
Is it rented or you bought that?
I'm gonna rent it.
Oh my god.
Sounds cool. I mean, so
We'll
many
ask
things you
you
have.
later how much you paid.
We'll ask you. I'll invite all you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think for me it's slightly different. Like I put it outside the sphere of my work that enables me to kind of be productive. So when I commute to work, I leave slightly early because I want to beat the traffic. And obviously, when you leave early, you're also slightly sleepy because you probably slept late. And so what I do is when I'm driving, I listen to usually comedy podcasts in the morning because I want to like just get that dose of laughter and that energizes. That kind of makes me like when I get to office, I'm like pumped up and I'm just like excited and ready to go. So I think one comedy podcast I really love, not a brand placement, but just a call out. It's called The Internet Said So, and shout out to those guys. I think it's an amazing podcast, really funny. They basically talk about everything and anything under the sun. So I think that's a really good one, and that's something I just listened to it today as well. So I think that's a really good podcast.
How do you commute?
I drive to work.
Okay, and then you listen to...
No, not on headphones. Like it's playing through Bluetooth, right? So there's just a podcast, like someone speaking in the background, like, and then you just... Yeah, it's pretty good. Like
I have immense respect for people who actually incorporate, like generally any productivity during commute. Like somehow I'm not able to do that. Like my focus is on just reaching.
Like you're like laser focused. Like this is my goal in life. I gotta get to work.
Okay, moving on. Do you have any famous celebrity that you would like to be just next, maybe in the next cabin to you and like be your work buddy and like you can interact with them on daily basis and like you would love that like.
That's a very nice question, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever
I
can
can go
think
first. Yeah, I can go
Yeah.
first. Yeah. So again, sorry. I think we're going back to the concept of AI, but since it's like what everyone's doing right now and really in the loop of things, I think there are two people I'd love for me to be my work buddy. One, science fiction author, Isaac Asimov, because he wrote a lot of AI and dystopian stuff, right? And amazing books he's written. So I'd love to know what his perspective of AI is and what his interpretation of the future from the past while living in the present would be, right? So that would be impactful. That would be impactful. And I think the second work buddy would be Alan Turing because probably a century ago he came up with the whole Turing test of trying to distinguish between an intelligent machine and a human. And that is clear. That line has got really blurred right now, but I would love to understand his interpretation of how we could really get to the next level of a Turing test that would really be able to distinguish between humans and AI. Although AI hasn't evolved like maybe too much, I think in the next few years it's going to accelerate really.
It's going to.
Even I was reading about it, like, but the language models now have come and like they are so complex, and we do have to do more research on this Turing thing and like maybe come up with new ideas on this.
So who would you folks like to be your work buddy?
I would want somebody like who's very resourceful and can-do attitude sort of a person, and of course has analytical capability to really be with me. So maybe like some fictional character rather. Like if I see a historical figure, then probably it would be somebody like Ada Lovelace or Grace Hopper, maybe like these brilliant women who've been. So Ada Lovelace was actually the first programmer, actually, and to have somebody as visionary as her by my side, I mean, I can't even imagine like what she would do with the information that we have at hand. And she's been a great, I would say, mentor and spokesperson for women in STEM as well.
Awesome.
So, and that's something that I've been associated with her. So I like totally recognize that. So that would be something that we bond on apart from work. But yeah, I mean, what a brain, man. I mean, to pick on that, it would be great. But yeah, I think we could have some fictional figures as well, like somebody like Tony Stark.
Oh yeah. You probably feel inferior, like this guy is doing everything. Like what do I have to do?
I agree.
Jack Ryan probably in that case, like that guy just does everything. But I think somebody who's like very innovative, right?
Right, for
and that is very motivational, like if he is doing everything you can do.
Probably inspired me to be like him.
Okay. We actually have a game planned for you. So it's like a rapid fire and you just have to go, don't think, just go. And it's like, you have to pick between things. Like I'll say this or that. So you just have to pick, like whichever is like.
Are we doing like one each or are we just collectively doing it?
I think it's fine.
We'll do one each, you can ask a question.
Yeah, I can do one each.
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
Do we have to tell you also why we picked it?
No, if it's interesting, we'll ask you.
Yeah.
If it's Monday and you're like, man.
Yeah, and you have to be competitive. There might be a winner.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Just to
Game
get
face
started
online.
and to name, like, to tell you how the game works. Okay. Work from home or work from office?
Work from office.
What
Okay.
kind of a question was that?
Not for him. That was not a question for him.
True.
That was just a test.
Yeah.
That was trials.
That was the
Like, like gully
starting,
cricket. Gully cricket trials. What trials?
First ball.
First ball.
Okay.
All reals. Yeah.
Okay. Novels or movies?
Movies.
Oh, fiction or non-fiction?
Both.
Both. Okay.
It's not an option.
Yeah.
You have to pick, no, you have to pick one.
Anything is fictional if you're watching a
fine.
movie, right?
No biography. Okay.
Okay. Desk organization or like chaos is fine?
Desk organization 100%.
Oh my god. It's chaos for me. I love chaos.
Oh.
We should keep increasing, I feel. Yeah.
Amazing.
That creates a balance. Okay. PPT or whiteboard presentation?
Whiteboard.
Okay. I shouldn't ask you this. So you, cat or dog?
Cat or dog? I'm a dog person.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're a dog person. Nice. Okay. Quiet office or background music?
Background music for sure.
Background music. Absolutely.
Seriously, I want background music in my life.
It's like maybe Hans Zimmer is playing some track in her life, like Interstellar, like that background is running and Arjun's walking through life.
I know she's coding.
That'd be great.
That
Yeah.
is so, like, I feel that is so cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Work-life balance tip, like delegate or prioritize?
Prioritize.
Okay, nice. Okay. An accountant with a super speed or a bookkeeper with telepathic powers?
Telepathic powers. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
It's like what's
Family
on
time
next
or solo dance party?
Family time because we do a dance party in that also.
I would love to see that.
You got a tough one. Friday night or Monday morning?
It's not tough.
Friday night.
For
Absolutely.
him, it's the same. He'll be in office next day anyway.
Ah.
He's in office next day.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Intuit hackathon or a game night?
Into a hackathon.
See? Okay. Teamwork or individual projects?
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Teamwork is the great one.
Yeah.
What
Absolutely.
makes the dream work?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. What would you like Intuit to have? Ugly sweater day or a pajama day?
Okay. Ugly sweater day.
I'm
Yeah.
ugly sweater, dude.
Pajama.
We can like listen.
Guys don't have nicer pajamas. Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why.
But
Just
I
imagine
have,
coming
like,
in
a whole
ugly
collection
sweater
of
day.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
I think pajama day, like then
I don't even have a
lines
sweater.
between remote and hybrid
Yeah.
will also get blurred.
We should be inclusive. Pajama
absolutely.
and ugly sweater. Wear whatever you want.
Yeah.
Then you won't be able to
Yeah.
look at people.
We believe in inclusiveness.
We should be inclusive,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. That was super fun, man. I think we had a great time on the podcast.
That's it.
Yeah,
I thought
actually
it'd go
enjoyed
on.
a lot.
Yeah, I think we could
Yeah.
go on and on, but yeah, I think we had an amazing time. Thanks,
Same here,
thanks.
same
I think
here.
thanks to
Yeah.
both of you for actually taking the time out and doing this with us. We had a ball of a time. It was
It was fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
flawless, smooth.
We actually enjoyed a lot.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, yeah, I think it's great time. And thanks for like listening in. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about this podcast. If you're enjoying, if you're not, let us know what could be better. See you soon. We'll come up with more episodes in the future. Take care. See you soon again. Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sayonara.